Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, so it is time for us to do our Mopar Monday as usual. And today we are taking a look at a modern Mopar sports car. I guess is the best way to describe it. It's muscle, yes, but also a two-seater car is kind of referred to as a sports car, like a Corvette, Lamborghini, whatever, however you would classify a sports car. But the Dodge Viper, this guy here, is definitely considered like the sports car of Mopar, and they are pretty rare nowadays to like see them for sale. I heard they did make some this past year of 2024, but only like two or three, something like that. So they're not out there like readily available at every dealership. I guess they're custom built per order, and they're probably, I would say, at least a couple $100,000. I don't know. But I looked to see like the last year of the Viper, and what I found was like the ACR, they've made them all the way up until this year, but only a couple. They're not in like total production. I think they're hand built sports cars from Mopar. But anyways, with this diecast piece, this is a very nicely detailed piece. I've been dragging my feet on buying one for a while. Same thing with the Dodge van from Tarmac. I'm going to break down and order one of those this week and do a video on it just to have one in my collection, see how it looks and such. This car here is beautiful. And what I could see in the package and such, this is a Miho exclusive. It just says limited edition. Even Miho nowadays is getting away from putting production numbers, so you know that these things are mass produced. Which kind of worries me, because when they start becoming mass produced, the quality control starts to decline a little. Even some limited series, though, the quality control is just not there sometimes. So anyways, we see that a lot with M2. I know M2 produces a lot of cars for a year, but each run is never any more than like 9,000. So the quality control should be better with M2. So I'm starting to worry that this may start impacting companies like Tarmac Works or Mini GT or Eno64, places like that. But anyways, this guy here, let's go over the box. So you have your Tarmac Works up here, Dodge Viper, ACR Extreme. This is a Miho exclusive, limited edition. Once again, no production number. Drawing art print of the car. The backside, same thing, art print of the car, Global64 logo, and scale model 164, and all of your licensing stuff are Tarmac, Miho, and Miho's other name, M&J, and then where to find them on Facebook and Instagram. Doesn't say anything about Twitter. So small size, big heart, that's Tarmac slogan. The QR code and licensing thing for Dodge and manufactured by Tarmac. More Dodge licensing stuff, and about how Tarmac donates some to charities, Tarmac for Good, which is nice that they do that. So anyways, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the package. I've already cut around this back edge, so I can kind of flip it up as a door, which is nice in case you ever, or in case I ever decide to hang this back on the wall or something like that. But for right now, it's just going to go on the shelf. So we'll take the box out, and then we will get our car out of there. And drop the box, not the car, thankfully. So, well, package, I should say. The box is still there. So the car, we're going to sit here to the side just for a second, take a look at the box. And the Miho exclusive thing with Tarmac Works is usually just a cardboard, like, business card thing. I've noticed it's a lot with some Miho exclusives. Okay, the box really has nothing more than what the package had. Same licensing stuff, just in a different way. Art print of the car that wraps around on the one end cap, which is kind of cool. You have to open the end cap to see the full art print. That's kind of neat. And what's cool, they do the same thing as Mini GT does. They give you a PVC plastic insert to hold the car from like flopping around in the box, in case you do want to store it in the box at some point. Auto World, I was hoping that they would do that, but they never did do that, and they actually done away with the box altogether to cut some cost. So a little disappointed, but Auto Worlds are still only like $5 or maybe $5 and some change at Walmart. But if you have to buy them from a hobby store or direct from Auto World, they're like $9 or $10. So, anyways, this car here, I will be honest, only cost me, I think it was $11.99, which was a steal for a Tarmac Works car. I was really surprised to get it that cheap. So anyways, you have your T there for the Tarmac logo, Global64 logo on the top, and Tarmac for good. Once again, about their programs for charity and such. So anyways, let's toss that out of the way and get a look at the car. So one thing about this car, it's very light, almost feels like a resin car when I pulled it out, and that's really not good for me anyways. I'm not much into resin. I bought the first resin car that Eno64 made, the Eno64R, the LB Works ER34, the red and black one, and it was nicely detailed, yes, but it was light as a feather. It did not roll. The base was very poorly detailed. It was kind of ugly and very rough looking for the money that I spent on that car. And anyways, the wheels didn't roll, which most of the times they don't on the resin cars. But the windows, I don't know. I don't like the windows on the resin cars. They look a little bit wavy. I would rather have die-cast. So that's what I'm saying. When I pulled this out and felt it, I was like, oh man. I was like, I wonder why it's so light. And I flipped it over and noticed, well, we have a plastic base. So that's really not a huge deal to me. I mean, it would be nice if it was metal, especially for the competition that we're paying the same amount of money for, even less. They have metal bases, and their Challenger has a metal base. So I really wish the Viper had one, and it would be cheaper to make than even the Challenger base because this car is a lot smaller than the Challenger. So, but anyways, for the price I paid, the $11.99, it's not too bad. And the company or business that I bought it from, I forget the name of them, but a lot of these places on eBay that are selling these are only charging anywhere from like $2.99 to $4.50 for shipping. So the shipping is very cheap on these little guys. And that's not everybody. Some people are still charging like $6, $7 for shipping. But if you look around, you can get them for $11.99 plus like $3.50 or $4 shipping. Very, very good price. So going to the car itself, the side of this thing is very nice. All of the body lines are spot on perfect. It has the mirrors. They are plastic and hard plastic, so be very careful. The wing is also plastic and probably is also very fragile. The wheels are nicely done. They look like the stock style Mopar wheels for the Viper. You have your emblem here on the front side leg of the fender hood. These are split in half fender, I think, or they used to be anyways. For the way that they lift, kind of like the old, well, C7 on a forward Corvettes. I think it was. I'm not sure, actually, now thinking about it. But at least the C4s and stuff, they had that hood that flipped up that included all the fender, almost all of the fender, except it was cut right there on the fender leg, which is a cool design. So anyways, you can see the marker lights are there on the wheel arches, which is very cool because that's the way like the Chargers and such are. So Mopar carries that trend onto a lot of their cars, and they're probably the same part number. That's what they did with their vehicles from 1972 to like 1993. All of them shared the same marker light, even the trucks. The Dusters, the Challengers, the Chargers, the trucks, everything used that same front red, rear red marker light and front amber marker light. They were all the same. So kind of cool. And then I forget what this is called, like your canard wings. Those are made as part of the casting itself. And side windows look like they're separate from the other windows. Just the way it looks a little rough around the edge there where the window is inserted. You do have separate pieces for the taillights. And your ACR logo on the rear there, and the Viper badge there on the rear. Kind of like a ducktail spoiler molded into the body. And you got that giant high wing. And you got the air diffuser back here, which is cool. And your exhaust outlets in front of the rear tire. Very nice. And you can see the dashboard there. You have your gauge pods and such there. You can see the steering wheel, nicely detailed. Acrylic headlight lenses. Your Viper emblem here on the front header panel. And your grille, which is nicely detailed. This still looks like the, I don't know if, yeah, it is kind of just like the 1992 Viper RT10. When it came out, the grille did it kind of just similar. I can't say it's exactly the same, but it's similar. So, really cool little car. I'm glad I bought it. I just think that I'm disappointed on is the fact that it is a plastic base. That's the only thing that I will say is a downside on the car. But everything else in the car is nicely done. So, that's pretty much it for our Mopar Monday. I may be back this week before Friday with some other videos. It just depends on what I can find at Walmart and what shows up. I have some Fast and Furious Hot Wheel Premiums coming that are Mopars. A couple of them will crack open for you guys. I should have it before Friday. That's probably what we'll be doing for free at Friday. Unless I get loaded up at Walmart, which I highly doubt, but you never know. So yeah, we'll at least have some other stuff coming up for Friday and maybe midweek too. But anyways, guys, if I don't talk to you before Wednesday, then I'll talk to you next year, and have a happy and safe new year.